So you think it'd be common sense for everyone to, monitor what it is that they take in from the external realm, whether that be mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever that may be that you're taking in or interacting with or being involved with, being aware of what that is, and knowing that if you're on a social media site, you are subject to getting fear pumped into your timeline by certain posts. And if you can't tell me that that's not true, when I can see, someone go out and get unalived, multiple times on my feed on, let's say, any app. We're not going to talk specifics, but it's seen on apps, and I'm an individual that can view those things. That is okay to go ahead and look at something that's that realistic, that's that real, that normally these events have gotten captured on video, and that's how they're shared all the time. And so I can take that in, and I don't necessarily take on the fear, the let's say anxiety or whatever that may be from that, whereas I might have, let's go back a couple years back, just because of the fact of the more stuff you go through and the more stuff that you deal with, the way that you respond with it, and you work on the way that you react to the things that you're going through, the better that you aren't going to allow that fear, that anxiety to control your reality. So a major issue and dilemma that's going on is people are constantly searching and swiping and looking at their phone and social media, and therefore that's what's doing a lot of the cause of the mental lackings and the mental, let's say, distractions, the mental shortening of the attention span. I think can be directly correlated to people scrolling on their phone and not being aware of what it is that they're taking in and how that's affecting the mind, their body as well, their emotional state of being, and how that also affects them as far as spiritually. If someone's not going to be, balanced or, in the situation that they're in, what they're going through, or whatever it is that they have to deal with, I mean, that's a lot of stuff that's straight out being pumped into people that are getting on the internet. And there's people that shouldn't be seeing that kind of stuff because they haven't had the same background as me. They haven't ran into the same people, places, and things, and gone through the same situations and scenarios and experiences that I've gone through. Just like me and you, if you're watching this video, have a different path, have a different background of where you came from, and because of that, you are, and a good part of that has to do with where you are at now in life. And those of us that have gone through a lot of things can take, seeing this kind of stuff and realizing that, it's not that you just don't care, or that you have no response to that, or you just don't have, or that you're just numb. No, it's not that bad. It's just you've gotten to this point, you've expanded so far that mentally you don't have to pay it any energy, emotionally you don't have to pay it any energy, spiritually you don't have to pay it any energy, and physically, in all states of being, you don't have to pay it any energy, because you've gotten to the place where you know that just observing and being aware of that goes as far as you need to, then getting, involved into things like that. And these things are stuff that can cause fear, stuff that can cause anxiety, anything that one may get out of scrolling on social media. And it's not just that, it's insecurities, own and some that are being passed off from other people, users on the platform. It's the social hierarchy of things, or whatever. It's relationships. It's all sorts of things that people are subject to, and that there's being the programming because of what people are taking in on social media. I'll tell, one of the things that I learned from Noah from Roll with the Winners is that it's like people spend 7 to 8 hours on their phone sometimes on social media. Why aren't they using it to advertise their business, or to, let's say, create a brand, or whatever that may, promote themselves, promote what they have going on? He brings up a very good point. Why aren't people going to use that to use social media and the internet as an advantage, just like creators in the space do, just like the people that actually do things for the genuinity of doing it? And sure, there's different things that go along with that, but I'll tell you right now, if someone's trying to get at you in any way, whether that be mentally, physically, emotionally, or spiritually, any way they're trying to get at you, you have the power to detach. You have the power to ignore what is going on if you know that someone is trying to get at you. This isn't saying that, yes, we understand the saying, it's a dog-eat-dog world, it's one versus all, it's a free-for-all, whatever you want to relate it to. But you know what? If that is the case, detach, and then use that energy, that situation, that place or thing or that person or being, that energy that they're actually giving you or presenting, which could be, let's say you're in a situation where someone's trying to get at you in a non, good way, like trying to mess with you, trying to throw you off your game, trying to get you to step out of place, whatever that may be. And these things happen, and that's for sure, and you guys know this as well. But use the energy that situation is almost colliding with your universe. Use that momentum and that energy from that to, you're over here, you use this, and you take this energy and you use it in your own personal endeavors. Therefore, you take that energy and you use it as your own personal endeavors. I'll just say that, the other night I had a group, or let's say, it doesn't really matter, but these individuals were consecutively and non-stopping trying to summon me by, yelling my name, and they really actually didn't have a reason necessarily to communicate or to yell my name or whatever that may be. So it appeared as if they were just trying to disrupt, or just trying to, whatever they were trying to do, maybe they weren't in the space to be able to convey that the correct way. So it came across as, we're just messing around, we're just yelling at you, there's no reason that we're doing this, we're going to leave it up to you to figure out what the reason is of why we're doing this to you. And if you ever are in a situation like this, like I said, take a step back from the situation, and you realize that whatever's, just analyze and take it in. Don't go ahead and just react and give a reaction when you know that's a chance that that's what they're trying to do for you, and you'll go ahead and come out of that circumstance in a better place than you were before, because that's how you use the Uno reverse card on people when they're trying to mess with you, is you just are real, you don't steep to their level, and you just play the cards right. You play the cards right is what you have to do. So don't take any shit from anyone that's just trying to get at you for no reason. It's all about seeing it for what it is and perceiving that for what it is. And we're gonna see how things work out. It's a hot summer. I know for a fact that things are ramping up in terms of the heat, and things are just speeding up, and to each their own, and we're all on our own path. But it goes to show that that's the problem with the social media, with the fucking bullshit brainwashing and social engineering that's taking place, and limited hangouts, and Operation Variables being played on the population of perceived free beings. Yet there's all these things, all these parameters, and and things that are actually, ending up obstructing the freedom when we look at it, but under the guise of control, or under the guise of this is what's needed, right? So when we think about it like that, you got to know that you can separate from these programs, you can separate from the social engineering and whatever that may be, but these are the situations why people think it's okay to, act extremely odd, act off, act opposed towards someone, give someone a lot of flack, give someone a lot of shit, give someone hell, apparently, just because of a way that you feel, just because of your own bias towards another, that grants you to wish bad or act negatively towards, or passive aggressive towards, or whatever that may be, or act in ways of narcissism towards that person, whatever that may be. That does not give you the right to abuse God's children. You don't have the right to control people. You don't have the right to try to control people. And to be honest, you really shouldn't be trying to offend anyone. You shouldn't be trying to afflict anyone in any way, shape, or form. And if you are doing that, if you're afflicting people as far as mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, just based upon, what's going on in your own reality, you're falling into a failure to comply with the universal law of balance. So you got to check yourself right there and realize that if I want to get closer and closer to balance within, and actually feel like I can, move forward and accept change and adapt to the situation and be okay where it is that I am in life, I gotta grow from where I'm at right now. And there's things that I have to do in order to make it happen. I have to realize that I can no longer go external and be so dependent on the external things for whatever that may be. You have to make sure that you're solid as far as mentally. You're solid physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Therefore, you won't have these things holding you back when it comes to the situations that you're in. And, that's just a short rundown. It's just a quick rundown. Let me just sit here and kind of brainstorm. I mean, this video doesn't have to be any certain amount long, but, that's for sure. So whenever you're dealing with anything, like I said, use the energy, transmute it, be an alchemist, use it